Zack Polanski went on Good Morning Britain to completely slay Donald Trump and the pathetic deference we have as a vassal state to America and Trump. Just, it's mental to hear truth being told about Donald Trump. Let's get straight into the video.
Well, President Trump wakes up in Windsor this morning before heading to Chequers to meet the Prime Minister on the final day of his historic second UK state visit.
Well, as we've been reporting, some of the British public have not been quite as welcoming to the US president as the royals and the government, with thousands heading out to protest. But as our biggest trading partner, should we be showing the President of the United States a bit more respect? Here to debate this is the former Conservative Cabinet Minister, Dame Penny Mordaunt, who says...
Simply that framing, the idea that free speech, Trump is meant to be the free speech president, and then it's like, okay, so can we not protest now? Like, people can't protest genocide. Can we not protest a fascist and a friend of former, well, he's not alive anymore, friend of Epstein? Like, come on.
That it's childish to tell Donald Trump, in effect, to get lost, although that's...
Free speech, everyone. Free speech.
It's one of the politer expressions you'll see on the placards. While newly elected Green Party leader Zack Polanski says that the president shouldn't even have had a second state visit. He shouldn't even be here. But, Zack, it looks like it's got us a £150 billion investment deal. That's the biggest investment deal the UK has ever received. So, come on, I mean, surely it's worth it.
I despise the politics of Donald Trump, and the question here is at what cost? Where is his respect for migrants, for women, for disabled people? Actually, this is a man who has had no respect for anyone else, and I think we should have self-respect. And actually, a lot of these deals, I think, are ultimately compromises. And how low do you have to go to do deals with Donald Trump? A tyrant who is in the White House, a misogynist, a man with deeply racist views, and actually things like the defence contracts with Palantir, who have deeply problematic relationships with the Israeli government, who are engaging in an ongoing genocide. So
I think here Zack really shouldn't go with the racism, although it's true. Epstein, like just how he treats women. Like, he's an adjudicated rapist. He's had 26 accusations of sexual misconduct against him. This is a guy who shouldn't have a place in our public space. He's undermined democracy, free speech. We need to really hammering on that, because free speech, democracy, and his treatment of women, they're what we need to be really disciplined, because the media have enabled Donald Trump. They completely have. And Zack Polanski is the one to really challenge that.
I think all of this, the British public are looking at it and saying to Keir Starmer, what about reducing our bills? What about nationalising the water companies?
But
what
Zack,
about doing things for British people?
You could make a personal case, couldn't you, against virtually any American president of the 20th and 21st century. You could make a case against Kennedy. Kennedy's sexual peccadillos became legendary after his...
Yeah, he did. He had a woman every day, which is sick. But at least it was consensual. Donald Trump was friends with Epstein. Again, like I said, numerous sexual assault allegations against him. Like, not comparable.
Death. You could make a case against Nixon for his...
Nixon has done nowhere near what Trump has done with fraud, documents, like 34-time felon. Like, Trump should have gone in the first term. Like, they tried to impeach him twice. January 6th. Like, it's not comparison. And it just shows you we had a higher standard for presidents 50 years ago than we do now.
Criminal behaviour, which ended in him having to step down. You could, of course, talk about Bill Clinton's sexual behaviour. You could make a personal...
Yeah, and he was impeached. What's Trump like? No accountability for Trump.
...case against any number of American presidents. It's about the office, surely, rather than the man or the woman.
Well, I think personal conduct does matter, but actually we should show respect to the President of the United States in terms of having diplomatic relationships with him and doing trade deals. I'm not arguing that. What I'm arguing is the rolling out the red carpet, the millions of pounds spent on security, and the pomp and ceremony during an inequality crisis will stick in the throat of most British people, I imagine.
Dame Penny Mordaunt, of course, hugely successful banquet last night. President says it's the greatest honour of his life to be welcomed by the royal family, and we did it brilliantly. And no one can dispute that. But is today the time...
Yeah, okay, we don't care.
But this is the politics of the student.
I don't think
We've
this-
got to get serious. There are serious
protest.
issues here.
Is it the tone of a protest that's the issue here? Because, I mean, for example, some of the placards that were being waved yesterday in London and in Windsor, we can't show.
Richard Madeley's tone policing people. See, this is the hypocrisy of the right. Like, oh, you know, comedy's legal again. Facts don't care about your feelings. And then we can't have free speech against a adjudicated rapist. Someone who treats women like, and talks about women like a person who just has no, like, morals. Like, we're talking about Donald Trump here. He lies constantly. He is not a neutral person. We should be given respect.
The personal abuse against the president is...
Like, what about free speech? Facts don't care about your feelings. Come on.
off the scale. Is it that gives you the problem? That it's the level of, if you like, rudeness?
I much prefer, and I...
Is it illegal to be rude to presidents now? It's pathetic. It's just so pathetic how the media enable Trump. Like, they should be held accountable for this.
It's much more effective when you have witty placards that aren't abusive. I think we do that very well in Britain. But people are entitled to put on placards what they like. I personally don't object to that, and I don't think it would have had an impact on the president. What I want to see, particularly from...
Really? He's trying to censor people. Jimmy Kimmel got canned for the most tame joke imaginable. He's suing New York Times. He sued Bill Maher for a joke. Like, he is so fragile. Like, that Australian report, he said, yeah, we're going to find out where you are, who you are. We're going to get rid of... Like, he is fragility embodied.
Leaders of political parties is a serious approach to the President of the United States to try and persuade him to do things that we would like to see, that are good for our country and good for the world.
I actually agree, but what I think we're seeing is not a serious approach. I agree with dialogue. This is not dialogue, this is licking his boots. Ultimately, this is a president who has threatened to throw his toys out the pram if he didn't get a second state visit. And what do you do with a child with bad behaviour? You don't reward that bad behaviour by giving him more. You actually say we're a country who should stand on our own 2 feet, who should be proud of our sovereignty, and you can't have this discussion without talking about Brexit. Nigel Farage, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, 3 con men who have ruined this country through Brexit, a catastrophic decision, when actually we should be working with our European neighbours. Just 2 days after Keir Starmer offered this state visit, we saw Donald Trump call Vladimir Putin his friend and shame Zelensky in the White House. So the argument isn't coherent, Penny, that actually Donald Trump is our ally in this, because we should be working with Zelensky and not Putin.
America is our ally in this.
What was she going to say about sovereignty then? Sovereignty doesn't apply when we're, you know, bowing down to Trump. Like, we're so weak. We're just a weak country.
And there has been progress made over recent months in getting the president to agree to help with particular security guarantees. We have to build on that. These are serious matters. And you talk about our sovereignty. This isn't... We're not changing our foreign policy. I disagree with...
Yes, we are. We are deferring to Trump. Like, massively so. We have for at least the last 20 years, if not longer. This is just not true.
Some of the policies of the government, but they're the policies of Britain. Sovereignty is not about isolationism. It's not about pulling up the drawbridge.
What? That's what Brexit was all about. What the fuck is she talking about? Withdrawing from the biggest trading bloc in the world? Like, what the fuck is she talking about?
And the very thing that you have accused the president of doing in pulling away from the world, you're now suggesting that we do.
No, you did that with Brexit. You're a conservative. What the fuck is she? It's just incoherent. Like, and this is the debate now. You can't even have an honest debate about Donald Trump, who he is, what the Conservatives have done to the country, Brexit, the notion of sovereignty. What the fuck is going on?
This is the most powerful man on earth. He is one of the individuals who can make a real difference to stopping the killing in Gaza, to stopping...
He's not, though, is he? He's not. Like, and you think Keir Starmer's going to stand up to Trump? He's fucking has no backbone. We need someone with backbone.
The killing in Ukraine, and we should be doing everything we can to get him to do the right thing.
Are you comfortable with the most powerful man on earth banning books, militarising the police, damaging women's reproductive rights?
That's not the point. I disagree.
It is a little bit the point, though, isn't it? When you enable a fascist and you normalise fascism, like Susanna Reid was doing the other day with Charlie Kirk, just whitewashing his legacy, like, oh, he was just a right winger. No, he was a white nationalist. It's just pathetic. And the media, we're seeing in America just bending the knee to Trump, and we're seeing it in the UK as well. Just Trump. He's fine. We don't criticise him.
With a lot of things that Donald Trump does.
But we're not hearing our Prime Minister say that. That would be the very
Well, talk about that then. Why don't you talk about it?
beginning, right?
Well, how would that help? I mean, the thing is, Zach, you're now the leader of a political party. You're not the president of a student union. And you have to...
Oh, my God. Coming from fucking the Tories is pathetic. After 14 years of managed decline, just nothing. Like, what did they achieve? Brexit. Brexit is what they achieved.
Take responsibility for things, and you have to take responsibility for trying to have a positive impact on the world around you.
And I'm taking responsibility for calling out bad behaviour. I don't think being the leader of the Prime Minister means that you just go along with whatever they decide to do.
Well, she does. She's a fucking Tory. She's Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson. Fuck me. You can't deal with these people.
You can go home tonight and feel great
It's not about feeling good. It's about recognising people in this country are really struggling. They're tired and they're exhausted.
Well,
and they need leaders who actually stand up for them and fight for them and not give in to American imperialism.
If the UK had matched the historic growth rates of the United States, every household would have an additional
What does that even mean? Yeah, but Trump isn't going to do that. Like, what the fuck is she talking about?
£15,000 of disposable income.
What does that mean?
I think that politicians who boycott
we could have done that, but your Prime Minister wanted to cut the green
grow
crap.
up,
That cost us all
and we've got to
thousands
get
of pounds.
focused on the serious issues
We
that are facing us.
asked you if we should show the president.
Yes, the encroaching of fascism, the normalisation of what Trump is doing, suppressing press freedom, cancelling comedians for tame jokes, undermining due process, illegal deportations. This is unprecedented. Like, we should not be enabling this. And Zack is doing really good work here. This is so strange that we don't see this on a daily basis. Why? Why are we bound down to Trump? It doesn't make sense. It's not good for Britain. And also, Keir Starmer is just going to lay down and just do what Trump wants. It's weakness. And people, we don't need weakness now. We need strength. So tell me your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next video.